Hello there, traveler. Are you by any chance in search of an adventure? Well, you certainly came to the right place. Welcome to Baldur's Gate. Hey friends of the night, I'm so happy to see you, to welcome you all, and it's here, finally, Baldur's Gate 3. I think it's been ages since I've been so hyped for a game, and I'm here, the game is here, you're here. I think this is going to be an amazing adventure. I mean, it's a role-playing game, it's made by Larian, I guess the best developer I've known so far, and it's D&D, so what's not to like? It will be glorious. So tag along and yeah, come with me on this adventure, and I hope you enjoy it. As usual, if you like it, it would be awesome if you would subscribe to my channel or maybe leave a like. If you want to discuss everything, feel free to. I would love to interact with you, and feel free to write in the chat or leave a comment. I will try to answer everything. Just try to not spoil anything. So yeah, I mean, that looks quite peaceful for a start of a Baldur's Gate game, right? But we can change that. So by just a press of the key, things go down, quite literally. It's more like it, isn't it? Ah, it will be awesome. Of course I could go on and on about how hyped I am for this game, but yeah, I would say we do the best way to show it to you is, well, to play it. So without further ado, let's jump right in and have a look what changed. So yeah, as usual, you have multiple difficulties. As before in the original Sin games, I will go for the balanced one, the classic one. Tactician is also really fun, but yeah, I want to have the stream to be more about story, about role-playing, and so we're going with that one. And welcome chat, nice to see you all. It all begins with a mind flayer. They have quite the cool psionic powers. Such little creatures, and they can change so much. And I guess it's us. Who's next? Yeah, right into action. I think that's a really...
Who are you?
That's a really awesome start. I mean, not awesome for our character, but pretty nice to play. Yeah, they've changed quite a lot about the character creator. It's improved a lot, you have way more options compared to the early access. If you're interested, I also have an early access let's play on my channel. But for now, let's have a look at those. And yeah, we could go for some of the existing characters, at least part of them. From Astarion to Shadowheart, or even Karlach the Tiefling. Lots of nice options. We could also play their introductions and see it, but since I'm going to play a custom character, I think it's yeah, the most interesting to not be spoiled, not watching the introduction, but yeah, getting to know all these lovely and amazing characters as our character. So, You even have more races than in the early access. You can play... Oh, very nice. You can play Dragonborn, which is really amazing. You have different sub-races you could pick. And yeah, but you also have the common ones. I think especially you have everything from the player's handbook, and additionally the Githyanki. So yeah, lots of nice options. I've already sneak a peek on the character creator, because otherwise I think you would just watch me multiple hours being just stuck in character creation. So yeah, we are going for invisibility. Or the tiefling. Nice. And yeah, as usual, I always love to provide some backstory for my characters, as you've noticed probably in my earlier playthroughs. And yeah, so I will tell you a little story about my character, but before that we're going to choose the class, and we're going for the Bard. You can basically play every class on the player's handbook, so every official class there is in D&D 5e except the Artificer. So from a wizard to sorcerer or even a barbarian. I think the latest one is the monk. Also are really cool with the key powers. But yeah, we're going to channel the power of music and be a very charismatic character. Yeah. So, who are we? Since that was the question, how the character creation started. We are Garon of the Silver Towers. We are a tiefling, obviously, and we were born in the Underdark, in Menzoberranzan, one of the, if not the hugest Drow city there is. So lots of Drow faithful to Lolth, a quite chaotic evil goddess, and we were a slave, son of slaves. And one day we were still quite young, so about 12 maybe. We were sent along with a group of Drow of the House Benra, one of the most powerful houses of Drow, to retrieve a very powerful artifact from a wizard on the surface world. And being a very powerful wizard, she was quite aware of that. She was quite skilled in divination magic, but also evocation magic. And of course, she saw what was coming. And so Aura of the Silver Towers, maybe you know that name, decided to pay the camp a visit, and heavily disguised and invisible, she visited the camp and just created portals and let fire rain down from the sky, and very quickly turned the whole camp to ash. But there was one survivor while she was searching the camp for any hints to if everything worked as she expected, and she was a quite pragmatic fellow, so not evil, but also not very good, and was like, well, it's necessary, they wanted to harm me, so they die. And in the remains of a tent, she found a very scared, very hurt, with the left part of his face completely destroyed and burned, a tiefling boy. And that was the point where she realized not everyone in this expedition was there to harm her, some even hadn't the choice to come along. And she decided that she's grown old and she doesn't want to be in her tower anymore and do wizard stuff, and offered the tiefling to heal him and take him along to travel Sword Coast. And that's how Garon came to travel the Sword Coast with her and learned lots about freedom, about not being a slave, and about all the different cultures, all the different stories of the Sword Coast. And at some point was even adopted by her and took her last name. And yeah, 10 years later, so with 22, he decided that he wanted to travel the world alone, looking for adventures, to pursue his own adventure after hearing lots of amazing stories. And that's how we begin the story. So, yeah, what is really cool is that you can freely create your character. You can even choose identity no matter how you look. That's really awesome. And have lots of different voices.
More of those wretched things.
And I think that one is really nice. Because of course I will try to also put some of voice acting into it, so I think that's a voice I can try to imitate, and yeah. Also have quite some more hats compared to early access, which is nice. Some are still invisible. Anyway. So, I think I really like red tieflings. I guess it's kind of the classic. So let's go for red skin tone. And I really like this. I know it's very cliche and very edgy, but I like these scars over your eyes. So let's go for that one. And oh wow, you could even customize genitals. So well, leave that to default for the time being. And if you're wondering why I'm looking like I do today, it's because of his eye surgery, because it was completely destroyed. Aura of the Silver Towers took an arcane eye, modified it, and implanted it, and that left some scars, some marks on his face. And I really like the contrast with the blue. And we can also have piercings. Nice. That's also new. Or at least I can't remember it from early access. And yeah, I really like those earrings. So, while I really like those demonic eyes, because they give... I really like this fiendish touch. I have to say, like, tieflings are, together with half-orcs and elves, my favorite race, or lineage, I think they call it now, to play. I have to say, I think with human eyes, they look a bit cuter. So I'm going to go for that, because I like it, because I think the contrast with the red skin tone is quite nice, with the white eyes and colorful iris. And we're going to go for green eyes. So let's take that one. I think that's a lovely shade. And of course we're wearing some makeup, because eyeshadow is always nice. So let's try to adjust it to so it's a bit more fitting to the body paint. I think this looks really nice. And yeah, it's really cool like how many options you have. I mean, even with the piercings, you have lots of styles, you have lots of face paints, so you can really go all out. I love good character editors, so even if you're creating like a D&D character or anything, you can just go all out and create them and have a really nice reference or even a picture for your character. So we have even more hairstyles, and I think that, as usual, is the hardest part for me. So let's start by deciding on a hair color, and I think like black, maybe black raven with some blue highlights is pretty nice. I mean, look at me. I guess it's not that surprising that I like that combination. But of course, we're gonna look through the hairstyles. And since we're quite young, I don't think we need the graying option. Let's have a look how it looks. That's also quite nice that you can do that. I think there are very few games which allow you to have like really cool hair graying if you want to play kind of older characters. Yeah, that's still one of my favorite hairstyles. I used it for the character in the early access. But yeah, let's go for something different, something a bit more wavy, I guess. The fun thing is that you also are gonna see lots of those hairstyles with all the NPCs and even companions. So yeah. Let's have a look. For example, that's a very cool bard we're going to meet. At least her hair, that is. And whoops. I think that one is really nice, because it has a nice wave to it, and I really like how the highlights work here. So, yeah, I think that's looking quite perfect, quite exactly as I imagined him. And let's add some beard, also nice. And we can also even, oh no, it's still the same. The beard grey too, nice. That's really cool. Okay, and last but not least, of course, our horns. I mean, why are we playing a tiefling? Because they are so horny. Ha! And I like those with a curve to them. I think I'm going to go for those ones. We also have the the gold ones. Nice. But we're gonna go for these ones. And let's make them black. Some nice fiendish red tips. Maybe a bit brighter. I like that. That's really cool. Look at him. I'm quite happy with him. I hope you are too. And I think that's it. Let's just try different faces once again, because I think especially the hairstyle and the beard change some things. So I still like that face, but let's have a look how the others look once again. And that one is also nice. That one. I can't really decide, so I'm going to decide according to the ears. I think I like those two ear styles the most. Well, they look kinda elvish, I guess. And yeah, I think we're going with him. Doesn't he look awesome? And kinda cute. So... But we shouldn't proceed just yet, because we still have to pick our spells and everything. So... We also get thaumaturgy, because we are a Zariel tiefling. So Zariel is one of the archdevils, a former angel who's fallen. And thaumaturgy is quite nice. So we get advantage on intimidation performance check. So you can basically do like some small effects, like having a booming voice or something, or like lights flickering on stuff, and it's really nice. And like the best or the most fun bard spell is definitely Vicious Mockery, because what you're basically doing is you insult an enemy, and at least if they fail their save, they take damage from it, and that's just hilarious. So gonna take that one, and we have another one. And those are all nice options, but I think I'm going to go for light, because we have dark vision, but some of our companions won't have dark vision, and light can be quite useful for that. Happy to see that you like him too. And then the spells, it's always useful to have some healing spells, because if someone went down, Dissonant Whispers is also nice, so you just, yeah, more of manipulation spells who deal damage. Just Assiduous Laughter is also nice, so you basically tell a dumb joke and they laugh and can't act in battle if they fail. And I also like Fairy Fire, so you basically, yeah, generate and cast a magical fire at some place, and it doesn't deal damage, but it can like color enemies or even allies in that area really brightly, so you have advantage on attacking them. That's just a really nice support spell. And we have a starting instrument, and I have to say, if you watched my first Let's Play, that the violin is my favorite one. So I think I will go for it again, because I think it's really nice. I guess the other options are also nice. Let's stay with the violin. And I think the best background for us would be Entertainer, because I imagine that Garon learned most of his bardic skills from, well, staying in different taverns together with Aura and talking to the bards and asking them about everything, and maybe picking up a trick or two and starting to learn an instrument, so I guess Entertainer it is. And now, last but not least, let's create our character. Being a bard, we have two attributes which are quite important. It's charisma, especially for all the spells we do, and the other one is dexterity, because lets us evade a bit more, and we also can take lots of proficiencies which are dex-based. So I think that's good. I somehow end up with all my characters having strength dump stat, but I guess that's due to me mainly playing casters and full casters, not like paladins. So that's nice. And with that, we are quite dexterous. We can do some nice things out of combat, and we can also dodge in combat, which is quite nice. We're a bit smart, not too much, but a little, and have like average wisdom and lots of charisma. So let's go for that. And if you wonder why I took away a point from charisma, is that just even numbers actually change like your bonuses. So like 16 is a +3 on checks involving that, but like 17 is still a +3. So you need to get to even numbers to increase it. So that's why I like to go for mostly even numbers in the beginning. Alright, let's have a look at proficiencies. Yeah, I think intimidation is something he's well versed in. I think at least some of the education from the Drow is that you have to take things by force sometimes. He's still a pretty good, like very chaotic good guy, but and trying to trust others and be kind, cause he knows like if someone wouldn't have been kind to him, well, he would have died. But still, if he gets too emotional, he's also very good in telling people his opinions. So, I think yeah, I mean, let's go all charisma, so we are good in deceiving and intimidating and persuading. And we also can do a bit of acrobatics and performance. I think that's a nice combination. So, that's it. That went way faster than I expected. But you will see that we create another character. Enter character name, Lae'zel. No, let's go for Garon.
You need a guardian.
And that's changed if you watch the early access. There the question was, who do you dream of at night? And now we have to choose a guardian who also looks quite differently. Like completely in armor and not anymore in this very light purplish cloth and those golden adornments. And I thought it would be a very nice kind of Easter egg to my first Let's Play to create the main character for the first Let's Play as a guardian in this one. So we're going to create Favinor Sunbreeze. So he's an elf. He's actually an Aasimar, but he looks like an elf, and Aasimars are unfortunately not in this game, because they are a race not from the player's handbook. So let's go for an elf, for that elvish look. And I guess high elf is okay.
Remarkable.
Good luck. Follow your instincts.
The voice acting is really nice. And I'm not so sure anymore which his face was. I think it was the most youthful looking. So not that one, I guess. Let's change the other stuff and then have a look. Because I think, especially with the hair, it's hard to say. So he had no tattoo, no piercing. And golden eyes, cause due to being a Aasimar. I think these ones looks pretty nice. A really warm golden touch. And he also had, of course, some makeup. It's a character of me. And like really blue eyeshadow. But like really intense one. So this one. Oh, that's too much. I think I prefer this one. And yeah, my favorite hairstyle I just mentioned. So where is it? This one. And quite blue hair with just a touch of green in the tips, like that. And now I can definitely see it's not the same face I used in the early access. So have a look. I think that was that one. Yeah, I think it was that one, just with a bit paler and a bit warmer skin tone. Like pretty pale. So I think that looks quite a lot like Favinor. Just way more serious. That's the one. And yeah, quite nice. He looks quite a lot like a paladin, doesn't he? Alright. So I think we're done with character creation. And still, it's really amazing. Look what you can do. But now, let's start and venture forth.